Welcome, everyone, to the most anticipated podcast talk show in history. Welcome to season two of The Theos of Facts. Without further ado, let's get to the intro.
Looks like you lost another one. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to The Theos of Facts. I'm your illustrious host, the co-owner and founder of RCW, the Drip King of Don Studios, back with another episode. And if you probably wonder where I'm at, I've been taking care of business lately, and I'm making sure whatever business follows, big things popping, little things stopping, we make sure every single movement. Sometimes the money flows, sometimes it won't. You just never know. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring a well-deserved guest, and he's anticipating to make his let's just say talk show debut, so to speak. So I'm gonna bring him in right here, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you one of the most pulse-pounding athletes in the history of GCW. He is the reigning, defending, two-time GCW heavyweight champion. He's also known as Mr. 72 himself. You guessed it. He's known as MDL, aka Matthew D. Luna.
That's me. That's me.
Welcome, Matthew D. Luna, and making your debut here on the Theos Effect. How you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. Thank you for having me.
So I
How you
want to
doing?
get down. Oh, I'm doing just fine. I want to get down to the nitty gritty and the hard hitting questions. What inspired you to become the next breakout star?
So when I was 8 years old, I was I was able to go to my first ever indie show. It was near my house, and seeing people from my area able to do it, that's what kind of gave me the foresight of knowing that I could do it. And from there, I knew that's exactly what I was going to do.
Okay. My next big question is, what inspired you to become that per, that 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 fiery? How can I put it this way? The king of beat style, or how about the big nominal one? If that's a new nickname for you.
Yeah,
How?
so uh, I've always been bigger, and I knew that people always saw size as like a lower than as a I can't think of the word, but more of a challenge. But for
Right.
me, I wanted to prove that it's not a challenge. In fact, it could be an advantage. So a disadvantage. They were saying that it was a disadvantage, but I am proving that it's not a disadvantage. In fact, it's more of an advantage because of my size. It's hard to take me down, and also since I can do the things that I can do in my size, I've become an anomaly in the business because there's not a lot of people who are my size who are willing to take the risk, who are willing to take the moves that I'm willing to do, and I just want to be that anomaly that proves that I'm one of the best.
Well, let me apply this with another question.
Okay.
What would people tell you if they would have saw you in the public eye and they describe you as, let's just say this way. They describe that size doesn't matter to them, but no matter what people tell them, what's your definite answer to that? Sometimes they tell you no matter what height or weight that you determine to be,
Mhm.
size does matter.
Oh, absolutely. Because
So
like I
how
said,
you tell them that? How you tell them that, and how you do that by killing it with kindness?
yeah, I try to do it in more of a positive light because there's a lot of negativity when it comes to the way people look, and I want to prove to people out there who are like me because I mean this is just the way people are sometimes, and I want to use it to add more of a positive light than a negative because they see the negative when they're out, at school or in the work field. But if they see somebody able to do the things that I'm able to do, that I can show them that they're willing and able to do anything that they put their mind to.
Okay. I seen that you're rocking the brand new GCW World Heavyweight Championship. I know you got future bout coming up in the wake. So
Yeah,
can you
yeah, yeah.
describe that little detail that you have up front of you and what kind of goals you have ahead of defending that championship?
Yeah, so the first time I won the Gladiator Championship Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship, I defeated an NWA superstar, Soda Pop, the carbonation sensation himself. And
Hmm.
because of that, it put a big target on my back, and a target that I didn't even realize it was going to paint was from management. You know, my biggest thorn in my side wasn't a competitor. It wasn't a a wrestler. It was my boss. It was the
Hmm.
owner of Gladiator Championship Wrestling. He put
Hmm.
himself in a spot to where he challenged me for the championship, even though he never earned it. This all began because I was tag team champion with my stepbro Ace Alexander, and Ace couldn't make the trip to Arkansas anymore. So the owner was willing to kind of even the odds, and that was nice of him. That was kind of him. But when he took the pin and lost, when he took the tag team championships from me, that's when I knew that it was time to kind of separate myself from him. And yes, people don't like the way I did it. I attacked him. But when I became number one contender to go against Soda Pop Hendricks, that's when it was time for me to show everyone that I was championship material. So
Hmm.
now that I'm champion once again, what are my goals? What am I going to set? Now is the time to prove that me losing it was a fluke. I have yet to be pinned nor submitted in Gladiator Championship Wrestling history. And it's time for me to prove that I'm going to be the longest reigning champion ever. I'm going to keep this championship for as long as the company's even around. That's my goal. I'm never losing, and that's that.
Okay. My next interesting question. I know it's gonna come as a rising eyebrow, and maybe give you some a thought of the process, if you may.
Okay.
My next question is this. Let's just say if GCW opens that the one thing they haven't done before in a long time, and that is open that forbidden door.
Okay.
If you had a dream opponent, no matter how near or far they are, what would those dream opponents would be in any promotion whatsoever?
Okay. So let's look at the other GCW, Game Changer Wrestling. Okay. There is a guy that I've been compared to, Sam Stackhouse.
Ah, okay.
And he is definitely someone that I will actually see him in 2 weeks. We're on the same card. And that's definitely someone that I would like to step in the ring with.
I'll tell him to give him my best regards, even though he doesn't tune into the Theos Effect. So,
Awesome, yeah. So Sam Stackhouse is one. And let's go on like a huge limb. Let's go WWE. The greatest wrestler of all time, the greatest WWE champion of all time, my tribal chief. That's who I want to share the ring with just once in my life. But you know, like you said, far or close. I know that's a long shot, but that's definitely one that I'd love to uh, go against.
what about the bigger opponents you want to have a at least a dream match if GCW does open that forbidden door, even if it's like let's just say international per se,
International, yeah.
like let's just say Pursuit Pro Wrestling. Would you like to meet? Who knows? Maybe one of the largest men in all of Britain, known as Will Cruz.
Here's one. Jeff Cobb.
Okay. What about how can I put it here? How about someone like the likes of Omas
Yeah, that'd be wild. That would be insane. Cause he's huge. He's like
or someone like Bronson Reed?
I would love that match. I think Matthew Day Luna versus Bronson Reed would be insane. I think it would be incredible.
What about anybody from the indie scene? Maybe someone from RLEW, maybe the former current, or I should say the former RCW champion, Big Man Cam.
I'm down. I'm totally down.
Or maybe someone like the likes of someone in IMF, maybe Ox McCoy, um, someone like, or maybe the boogeyman of the Midwest, Mr. Omen Black himself,
That that's definitely that'd be a challenge.
or someone like anybody in who knows, maybe someone maybe in the Midwest.
Uh huh.
It could be anyone from WCE, which is Wrestling Championship Entertainment,
Hmm.
or it could be someone like me, for instance, in
Okay.
RCEW.
Right. Shoot.
Who knows? The possibilities are endless. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
it is.
names. Who knows? It could be the bucket list full. Do you want to face off if GCW opens that forbidden door somehow at some great rate? If now my biggest question is if you were to guess a percentage or potential of a percentage of that forbidden door open from GCW, what would that percentage be?
So you're asking how open do you think I think the Forbidden Door for Gladiator is? Is that what you're asking?
Correct.
Shoot. I'd say every bit of 85 to 90%.
Hmm.
That's they're I definitely think that if the money's there and the people want to see it, if that's the match that the fans want to see, the door's open.
Okay. What we're going to do right about now is we're going to take a quick commercial timeout. When we come back, we're going to continue on with our two-time GCW World Heavyweight Champion, MDL, Matthew De Luna. When we come back, we'll ask him more of the hard-hitting questions and see what his thoughts are in the foreseeable future. So, we'll be right back.
Looks like you lost another one.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the Theories Effect, episode 2 of season 2. Back with the two-time GCW Gladiator Champion, MDL, aka Matthew De Luna. Now, back to the next question at hand. Back to the Forbidden Door subject for a quick bit.
Okay.
If there was an opponent that you want to face off, let's just say someone from Beyond Wrestling Championship or anything else like that, Beyond Wrestling, somewhere around maybe New Jersey, Massachusetts, wherever the case may be. Would you face the likes of someone like AC Baby, Ace Ramiro, or better yet, or the Kingpin, Brian Malones?
Yeah, I am willing to go against anybody. I just want to lay that down right here. Whoever's watching, whoever wants a shot at Matthew De Luna for the Gladiator Championship Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship, I'm down. If you want a shot at me, come on. And if you want to see me go against somebody, I'm willing to do that as well. So I'm game for anything. That's just
Okay,
the way I
okay,
am.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, if now to switch the subject at hand. Now,
Okay.
if you have your own daily blog somehow to describe your documentary series of the intake of the behind the scenes look before every single match or afterwards and whatnot.
Yeah, it's not daily and it's really not weekly. I used to have a weekly vlog and I just kind of slacked on it. But I have been trying to do bi-weekly. Like for instance, I'll be dropping one next week. But yeah, I've been doing a vlog on my YouTube channel, which is Matthew De Luna. Just real easy to find. And yeah, you'll find videos from back when I was first starting to travel at Lucha shows all the way until now. So that's that's what I have on my vlog there.
And to quote that subject, to say the least, my good friend and good comrade who lives in Green Bay, Wisconsin, or De Pere, Wisconsin, a former multi-time interstate openweight champion, a
Mm.
former IMF United States champion. He's known as the resident rock star Sean Jovi. He has his own daily vlog.
Yeah.
Make sure you tune to his form of quote unquote WC shenanigans here and there, if I render that term loosely. But very comical indeed. Check out my good buddy Sean Jovi himself. He's got a boatload of vlogs since day one, and so far he surpassed 200 episodes. So
That's
congratulations to
awesome.
him.
Yeah, congratulations.
And if you like to, if you want to have a one-on-one chat with Sean Jovi, uh, visit his channel and also visit him on Facebook or any other social media that's tied up to it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check him out.
Also, amongst others, there are mainly the stars of WCE, which is um, Wrestling Championship Entertainment. Also, take a
Mhm.
look at their channel as well, the self-made channel. They're in a off season right now, and they prepare for this season coming up in April of 2025. And
What?
I for one, going to be making my triumphant return for that season.
Okay, okay.
And you see the Drip King of Dynasty is in action.
That's what's up. Where is that located?
It's located in Appleton, Wisconsin,
Okay, okay.
and it will be pre-recorded every other month now. So
Heck
we
yeah.
just trying to like reduce the time constraint due to the fact that we're trying to like make sure we interject ourselves and saving the time and energy and the steps put forth
Right.
for some of us that are contributing to the company itself. So that's where we're at right now.
That's awesome.
Now on to a sensitive subject at hand. We like to take time here at the Theos Effect here for a sad news concerning the unlikely passing of the legendary and current celebrity WWE Hall of Famer, an all-around baseball guy, and a pioneer to sports success, and that would be the legendary Bob Urlacher, who died at the age of 90 today.
Mm.
So, can we have a moment of silence for the late great Bob Urlacher? Thank you. Now then, on a more dire straight topic, the topic is if you were to travel anywhere within the Midwest to face anybody, let's just say any choice you can make, which company would you face off first?
Midwest. Um, could you give me like a few examples of?
Anywhere, like within southeastern Wisconsin, northern
Okay.
Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, western Wisconsin, and
I would
any state within the Wisconsin area, or even if it's like in Illinois, or even Indiana, or even Ohio or Iowa, or whatever the case may be.
okay. Yeah, you know, I'd love to work somewhere in Chicago. Just to mark that off my bucket list. I would love to work for uh what? Oh no, yeah. I like to work in Orlando, but we're not talking about Florida right now. Uh, but I would like to work in like Swoggle's promotion. Uh,
Okay,
I can't I think it's like APW, I think. Um,
ACW
but
to be exact.
ACW,
So
yeah, yeah. I like watching clips from that promotion, and I'd love to be involved in that somehow. Um,
okay,
but yeah, I would just like to be in that area. Like, uh, my main goal, like, eventually, is to work in all 50 states. Like, I just think that'd be such a cool thing to check off my bucket list.
Uh, what if you were to say if you want to face off to one of my best comrades that is
Okay.
known to make history? He served almost maybe 20 or 30 years of backyard wrestling experience, and he's a former multi-time champion himself. How about someone like the lights from Dunkirk, New York, P2K Courage to Kill?
Yes, I definitely be on, especially if it was in the New York area. That'd be awesome.
And plus, if you want to get
Another.
invited to his future show of C2K Talk Show featuring the host C2K Courage to Kill himself, we're welcome to pop him a message and if I get the invite somehow.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I would. That'd be fun. Another place I'd love to work, like my dream location, would be somewhere in like Philadelphia. I think that'd be real fun to experience that atmosphere and you know.
Or you can face off to one of my other buddies that also works from the indie scene. He's from Riverside, California.
Mhm.
He has his own talk show himself, known as Skull Talk Live. He's the
Okay.
unstated one.
Mhm.
Skulls.
That's what's up.
Because right now he's in the he's on a active tour down from his hometown all the way up to some on the outskirts of California, and one of these days he could be making his rare return here at RCW somewhere in the future. So, with that being said, he could put some additional time in the list of making his return here at RCW. What I could do is I could send him a link
Mhm.
and you get to meet those guys in person. Would you like to meet them?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Let me see if I can put this out there. Okay. All right, link is sent, and all I'm waiting for is a compilation if they're gonna make it a rare appearance or not. If not, that's okay.
Mhm.
More on the bridge on that part, and also I can make an invite to a guest right here. He's also from the outskirts of Ohio, and goes by the name of an anarchist gunshot.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for a confirmation from him. I already sent the link, and we'll see what he has to say off his spare time. And try to go from there. Okay. Okay. While we're at it, while we're in the a little bit of a long wait, we're gonna take a quick commercial timeout, and when we come back, hopefully we'll have the guests weighing in the wings, and then we'll go from there. And we'll be right back.
Looks like you lost another one. Looks like you lost another one.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Back to Theo's Effect here with season 2 and episode 2. I'm back with my illustrious guest, the two-time GCW World Heavyweight Champion, Matthew De Luna, aka MDL. Let's get back to the front things at hand while we wait for our illustrious guest to show up or not. I got another interesting forbidden door question I want to ask.
All right.
Let's just say we travel to TBW or EBW. There's a handful of talent over by Tennessee Backyard Wrestling and a handful of talent over by EBW. Describe TBW. There's someone like the likes of Atomic Titan. The Prophecy. Jay Wild. There's JK. There's a whole list of them to choose from. There's also the Mr. Trendy himself, Alan Michaels. There's also the whole list you can think of, like the Ringmaster, Russell Cooper. There's also Gage Flair. Speaking of which, we got a special guest in mind.
All right.
Let's see who this is.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you, my special surprise guest. He is a 3-time Hall of Famer, and he's a host of Skull Talk Live. He is the unsainted one, Skulls. Skulls, welcome to return of the Theo's Effect.
Yes, indeed.
Pardon the interruption that you're in the middle of something. I just want to have you make a rare appearance here on the Theo's Effect.
I just got finished doing some training. Had to take a quick little shower.
That's good.
They're gonna say, put in work and play hard.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to put in work and play hard, I want you to meet a main guest at this time here on the Theo's Effect of Season 2 and Episode 2, Mr. MDL, aka Matthew De Luna, the current 2-time GCW Heavyweight Champion.
Interesting.
As we were going on, I was asking the hard hitting questions. Who would be his dream opponents in the future on his bucket list? And who knows? One of these days, he might get a hold of one of his entourage or his main boss of that company and that promotion. There could be a strong possibility. There could be a forbidden door opening in the wings.
There's also always a possibility.
The only thing is, Mr. Skulls, is what's your opinion on that if it comes to that?
It will be very interesting. It'll be new fuel to ride, new blood, new opportunity.
Correct. Now, if you would be the first to open up the forbidden door for Mr. De Luna, will you be open to a future open challenge to him if necessary, somewhere down the line?
Timmy, you know me for what? 3 years? You know I do not back from a challenge. I have laced my boots up with some of the best.
Uh-huh.
I travel state to state. I've been in the big company.
You know what? To make it a little bit more interesting for the Theaters event here in this particular episode, and this momentous occasion, how about one of you two cut a promo between the two of you, a future predicted promo right here and now? What do you say?
All right. Yeah, I'm down.
I'm gonna start with Skulls first. Skulls, you may have the floor.
Okay, you may be the new face in town, but there's a reason why I've been the longest EAW hardcore champion. There's a reason why I'm a 3-time Hall of Famer. Many have stepped up, many have failed. Only a few have conquered me. So the question you should ask yourself, what makes it any different when you step up in the ring against me?
And
I am a
now,
double for a reason.
okay, uh, Mr. De Luna, if you dare.
Skulls, you bring up your past as hardcore champion, and it may be the present, and maybe the future. But I just ended my longest reigning Havon Championship Wrestling Hardcore Championship reign. And now I'm focused on becoming the greatest gladiator champion of all time. I'm two-time champion. I'm two-time tag team champion. And it's only been just a little less than a year and a half, and I'm the greatest man to ever grace a gladiator championship wrestling ring. And because of that, Skulls, I'm willing and able to give you a shot, to give anybody a shot. And if that's the time you want to do it, name a time and place. I'll put this on the line because I'm willing and I'm able. Any means necessary.
Whoa, this is like a future dream match that's worth watching as a hot ticket. You know what? You know what? You two can inspire to make that happen somewhere in the future. It'll be like the irresistible force versus the unmovable object. It'd be like a who knows a future match dream come true. And hopefully, if GCW and EAW are watching right about now, hopefully you all cross paths between your bosses and have great talks behind the scenes. Hopefully they can make that happen. Just hopefully they will definitely make that happen. Just for you guys, between the two of you, if you do become in talks, keep your fingers crossed. It just might happen.
You never know. Always possible.
Just remember one thing. I ain't no backyard wrestler.
That's right. Absolutely right.
What's that?
I ain't no backyard wrestler.
Yeah,
I'm on the indie at a pro.
yeah, I'm not backyard. I on the on the indies
But
myself.
I'm not
I've been on the indies for 9 years.
stepping down to any backyard wrestler. But I did it for 20 plus years.
Well, this could get a little interesting here in the future. Who knows? Who knows? This could be like a very very look like it was almost like a reboot to the '80s classic film known as No Holds Barred. I'm sure you guys remember that movie. It'd be like a
Oh
classic
yeah.
remake, but only with a different twist and turn
Mm.
between the two of you right about now. It's like an image when you face off face to face, man to man, toe to toe, and muscle to muscle. And you know what? To tell you the truth, like I said, those respective promotions that you guys are in right now, hopefully they come to terms with that. Hopefully they come to an agreement somehow, and hopefully they'll make that dream match happen. 'Cause you never know when you two are going to show up between each other, who's going to fire the first shot and who's going to fire the last shot. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the next host, or should I say the next guest, Mr. C2K, Courage to Kill. Mr. C2K, sorry to disturb you at this hour, even though you're currently at your current job location right about now. I'll let you have a little bit more of your time, if you will. I want you to meet my main special guest, the two-time GCW World Heavyweight Champion, MDL, also known as Matthew D. Luna.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Now, Mr. CGK, if you don't mind, if you care to give us a little bit of for a moment with Mr. Matthew D. Luna. I'll start with you first.
I'm happy we're talking.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Unless you want to speak to each other after the show, that's okay too. So you have to excuse the technical difficulties under C2K's position right now. He's currently at work, and the reception is a little bit more glitchy here and there. So my apologies to C2K and his connection at work. So I just want to welcome C2K for a brief minute or so and see if we can get a first glimpse of what to expect. And who knows? Maybe in his promotion, Matthew D. Luna, he might welcome you, Ray, for
That'd be
some
fun.
fresh new conversations. No.
It'd be a lot of fun.
All right, C2K, thank you for chiming in for a brief minute. Even though we apologize for the technical difficulties on his behalf. Pressing along, I know Skulls has a few questions in mind for Matthew D. Luna, so I'm gonna let him ask the question. So you may have the floor.
So, you sure you really want to call me out?
You called me out.
Hey, I don't mind calling you out. You call me out. I see a opportunity,
Mm.
something that will make the box office pop. Because I get a lot of people want to match with me, but I see your potential. I seen your work, and I know what you're capable of.
Like,
And there's
Matthew,
a few that call me out,
go ahead.
but they don't stand a chance. Like some people in RCW, EAW. So the reason why I've been the longest rating EAW championship for the last 14 years. And even knowing I lost the belt, but I won it back in a heartbeat when I went against 6 other men and nearly almost broke my neck. That I had to take a hiatus. But now I'm back. I'm better. I've been able to travel to state, taking on new opportunities, seeing new promotion, something I never was able to do in EAW.
Mr. De Luna, any counterpoints you want to like respond to that?
Yeah, so I monthly I go from Arkansas to Texas to Oklahoma. Those are my primary three states that I work in. And I have become the center point of Arkansas wrestling. When people associate Arkansas with Matthew De Luna, and that's something I never thought would happen because one, I'd only been to Arkansas like twice in my entire life, and now I'm there almost weekly. And you know why I did that? Because I had a goal and I had a mindset to take over an area. And Arkansas is just the area that I chose. Now, if I decided to take over uh, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, if I decided to take over uh, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, if I decided to take over California, Florida, just anywhere I put my mind to, I'm going to do it. Michael Jordan said it best one time. He said, uh, if I put my mind on something, then I'm going to do it. Just like Killmonger said in Black Panther. And that's just the way I see it. If I want to do something, I'm just going to do it.
There's this old saying to anybody that want to achieve a goal. They tell you never let anybody tell you in a different side of things, no matter how big or small the dream is.
Mm-hmm.
Never let anyone tell you that you cannot win the big one. One of these days, depending on the hard work and dedication, you can always win the big one.
Absolutely.
And, and I always live by the prophecy. A narrow mind is a dangerous mind, but if you set your mind to it, your mind becomes more danger.
Mm.
And this thing will happen in the end. Because I had a lot of people tell me for years that I would never make it in this business. And I proved a lot of people wrong. Because I kept my mind focused. Anything is possible if as long as you set yourself goals and you keep your mind pushing forward.
Mm.
Even though you may have some setback, but at the end of the day, you're gonna accomplish that goal.
Absolutely.
Whatever it is, don't ever give everybody this impression that not everything's gonna be perfect. Not every single thing that you can think of, big or small, is considered perfect. And not also that. Never tell anybody or allow anybody to tell you that you're not good enough. The more they tell you you're
Or,
not good enough,
or even
the
if you have a
tough.
disability, that you'll never become someone. I know people with disability became UFC fighter, professional wrestler, professional boxer. I even know a person that went from the Special Olympic to the actual Olympic with a disability.
Mm.
And everybody has a disability. Even though you may not physically show it, but everyone has a disability. It can be from a learning disability, a speech impediment, hearing loss, blindness, weight issue, disability.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has a disability. And it even says that in the Bible. Even though I don't technically read the Bible, but I have enough knowledge that the Bible says that.
I always tell people, do not prey on those who are in the weak. Because if you prey on those who are in the weak, no matter how big or small you think you are, and you feel you're less fortunate than any other, and you want to make people feel like they want to make you feel like you're miserable than anyone else,
Mm-hmm.
that too, if that person is a male or female or a group full, that makes you a poor loser.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Never judge people before you even notice them, especially
Right.
if they've seen you 1,000 times before. Sometimes they'll know you before you even know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back to lecture at hand. I want to say this, and that is, I want to ask you guys what you guys think of the historic move of Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
I think it is wonderful for our generation, for the business, and for fans across the world. And I'll tell you why. It's always been hard for people to have access to Raw, and I know that's mind blowing because it's on TV. But a lot of people that I know don't have TV, or they didn't have the correct channel, or whatever. But it seems like more people nowadays are willing to have a streaming service than to have cable, because streaming service is just cheaper, meaning it's in more households. So I think wrestling has become more mainstream than ever, and I think it's such a great thing for just our generation.
Because the thing is, many people are pleased that Raw has moved to Netflix. Some of them, well, let's just say, catch a can a little bit more less culture for that
Mm,
move.
right.
If they were to say, if USA were to come to a conclusion, if Netflix wasn't working very well for those who are network go, or I should say Netflix goers for that matter, and they're looking kind of sketchy or flaky about that,
Hmm.
will they have any second guessings of returning back to USA as normal palm, or in case of a backup plan, if someone whoever works at Netflix become a complete flop,
Hmm.
but keep the concept going regardless of where they end up going. Yeah, that's the most universal question that comes to mind.
Right.
What if the idea becomes short lived, however, and whoever's in charge of Monday Night Raw or the Red brand for that matter now it becomes a complete flop, where they end up next other than just USA Network?
Hmm.
That's the most interesting question that comes to mind because people are a little bit more, let's just say, hanky about that a little bit. But some
Yeah.
others, I can say this, is that people are pretty much pleased that Monday Night Raw has moved to Netflix. Some are a little bit skeptical about it more than others, but at least at first they want to give it at least a college try to ensure that Netflix and WWE's Monday Night Raw are possibly could be in good hands going forward. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time because right now it's almost like a split decision between the two. Who
Hmm.
likes it? Who determines to like it? Who likes the concept or the content of it all from the inside and out? And see the program in that network lasts longer than any other source.
I wish they would have done like a soft launch where maybe for a month, like December, like have the
Uh-huh.
big debut in January, right? But
Uh-huh.
what if in like December they did like a soft launch where they simulcasted it, like,
Right.
and you know, just so people kind of got used to it, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
But I also just like the fact that it just went to Netflix because I'm on Netflix all the time, so it makes sense to have wrestling on there. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
just makes sense. Like and
Right.
it shows that the time is moving on because like for me, I know the main reason why I even have cable is because of wrestling. Because I can watch all the shows I want to watch on, you know, streaming services, right? But
Uh-huh.
you couldn't watch wrestling via like Netflix or you know what I'm saying. So I
Uh-huh.
think it's great. I think it's
And
great.
it's just not only that. People are more confused more than other. The Nets' main thing is what happens to the premium live events. Are they coming to
Right.
Netflix? Are they staying in Peacock? It's kind of like a toss up per se. So
Well, probably what I was hearing, they are going to put the premium on Netflix because they want to keep Monday Night Raw. They're trying to move WWE away from that PG era. They want to go back to where they had the more viewership.
Hmm.
right.
And in order to do that, they also wanted to bring in another major promotion. With as of today, they signed a multi-year deal with. So you're going to see more superstars coming from TNA and taking partnership with Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and
Hmm.
NXT.
And speaking of NXT, TNA has also pronounced that this Sunday, for the first time ever, even though it's going to get bigger and better than ever before, the TNA presents Genesis NXT, which means that for the first time ever, in unison, TNA stars and stars from NXT are going to be making a compilation like any other. And this is major news coming from TNA and its management in itself.
Right.
So
And also,
hopefully, hopefully that this Sunday's TNA Genesis with NXT major compilation. Not only that's a sweet deal, let's just make sure once anybody tune in to that memorable pay per view, it will not be a hit or miss.
and also, there is rumor stipulation that there will be TNA superstars in the men's Royal Rumble and the female Royal Rumble.
Well, you know what they say. No matter what, when Royal Rumble comes around, you never know who's going to show up. Number one. Now, if you were to predict who will win the respectful men's and women's Royal Rumble match, what will be your pick? By your first pick or your second pick?
So I know a lot of people's pick for Rumble is John Cena, but my pick for Cena, I think Cena's going to end up winning the Elimination Chamber. I think that's just better wise. But the Rumble, I'd like to see. Man, I don't know. There's just so many good options this year, and I think that's the best part about WWE right now is the fact that there's so many good options. Um, I think a good option would be somebody like a Finn Balor or uh, a CM Punk. Shoot, do you have? I mean, I wouldn't have this, but like, do you have Roman win? Uh, the female Rumble, I'd love to see uh, Alexa Bliss come back and win it. I think that'd just be so great. Um,
Like I said, they want to make no spoilers out of that. But for once, like I said before,
mhm.
you never know who's going to show up.
Never do.
It could be a legend. It could be a
Right.
Hall of Famer. It could be, who knows, a former champion.
Hmm.
It could be anybody. You just never know who's going to show up.
Yeah.
Speaking of showing up, it's like you got a walking guest in the screen, I should say.
Yeah. all of my all my cats are saying hello.
Yeah. So my pick for the men Royal Rumble, I would like to see, even though he's a kind of a hothead, I would like to see Braun Breaker at least win the Royal Rumble for the men.
Okay. Okay.
For the female, I have two picks. I would like to see Mia Yim.
Really? Okay.
Even though I personally know her, because she lives only 20 minutes from me. But one,
Let's not forget. Let's not
my other
forget.
pick is very particular because a lot of people didn't catch it on Monday Night Raw or NXT last week, and I was at both of those events. Somebody that's been out of action nearly almost a year. And she has some unfinished business with a lot of the women in the locker room who put her on the shelf.
I think I know where we're going with this, even though I know it's meant especially for the women's Royal Rumble.
Who do you think it is?
Let's just say it could be the returning All Hail the Queen,
Hmm.
Charlotte Flair,
Right.
or it
That's
could
what
be
I'm saying. Charlotte Flair is secretly, silently declaring the Royal Rumble. And that is my pick.
and that is not the only person that could be returning with completely raising eyebrows and a surprise, and that would be none other than the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka.
Better, actually, technically, also had made a return,
You never know.
but she hasn't been on. She's been doing Skyline Project
But however,
on the Twitter called Speed.
she could come back by surprise. Just remember that she can come back as an active surprise. And also, one more person that could be coming as an active surprise will be none other than the man, Becky Lynch.
That's very interesting. And for the men, there is stipulation since he is a free agent and a freelancer. You've seen him in TNA lately. You saw him in MLW lately. New Japan. And he said that he had one more match in his blood. No other than John Bradshaw Leanfield.
And which in this case, next week or this coming Monday, that current WWE Hall of Famer, JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, returns home to WWE. And he's got plenty to say of what's in store for those who are watching Monday Night Raw. So hopefully you
And
guys tune in.
somebody and somebody might get laid out because lately he's been laying out people that get in his way.
Could you
I hope,
imagine if we got
I
JVL?
hope we got that rotator cuff realigned. So just watch out.
Could you imagine seeing JBL versus John Cena in 2025? That'd be wild.
I'm not so sure about that. I mean, literally, you don't want to get laid up on a clothesline from hell from JBL, if you know what I mean. You will see stars in constellation.
For sure.
Also, a quick heavily birthday shout out to the beloved R&B female known as Aaliyah. She would have been 46 years old today.
Mm.
Very interesting. And also, I want to put on a quick note. I am from Southern California, and a lot of you guys probably have heard what's been going on in Southern California for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
These wildfires. A lot of people lost their home. We recently just found out one of our local talent wrestlers named Baron sadly lost his home while performing at a wrestling show, and comes home and find out his home has been burnt to the ground.
Mm.
And literally destroyed.
There is a GoFundMe page to help him replace wrestling gear and help him rebuild. So at this moment, he has officially announced he's going to step away from the ring for the next several months so he can rebuild and be able to get new gear. And if you guys want to donate, you guys can donate at calfire/LosAngeles.org.
And to those who have been lost all their memorable belongings and everything else in the confines of Los Angeles, California, we hope and pray that you get the help that's rightfully needed from Red Cross and those that are sponsoring the help in need for those who have lost their lives and then some within the LA fire. So major prayers and major thank yous to those who are in the LAPD and also those in the Los Angeles Fire Department as well for putting all the hard work and dedication and putting in double time to end those fires.
And also, I want to give a shout out, and like I said, I don't discriminate, to the inmates that are currently incarcerated throughout California, stepped up to help fight these fires. Even though they're locked up, but they're willing to step out of their cells and help these firefighters put out these fires. And the firefighter that came from Mexico, even knowing our soon-to-be returning president may be an asshole to some people's eye, but he actually asked Mexico to come and help out with the fire, because there is currently 5 fires going out to Southern California, and as of this morning, the fire known as the Sunset Fire is fully contained, which is known as Hollywood Hills sector.
Also known as the most iconic Hollywood banner for the longest time.
Even though that sign is currently damaged, but it will be rebuilt.
Also, on a side note, happy 30th anniversary to the legendary Star Trek Voyager. 30 years in the making, ever since it made its debut back in 1995. For those who lost track that day in history.
Also, I want to
So,
say rest in peace to former WWF ring announcer and former Milwaukee Brewer baseball player that sadly passed away this morning at the age of 90 years old,
Mm.
who happened to do work with Andre the Giant. Currently, I cannot remember his name, but rest in peace, my friend.
Mr. Bob Urlacher himself.
Yeah, that's his name.
Also, in closing, technically in closing, big shout outs to those who have surpassed the new year. Hopefully, Happy New Year to everybody that is nationwide and worldwide, and those that are in the current companies that they're in right now. So, hopefully, everybody else's New Year will be a unique one. Hopefully, it won't be a repeat of anything that is beyond bad or beyond disastrous or anything that's beyond worse from last year and not be indicated to this year. So, those who has a steady future, I encourage you guys, make it a good one. Even though the future may not be set yet, but I encourage you, I implore you, make it the right decision and make it a good one. Especially those who are struggling to have to go through out the tough times at the beginning of the new year. Please set the tone from negative to positive as best as you can. We all go through struggles, we all go through hardships, but never let anyone tell you you cannot rise above it because you can and you will, financially or not. Remember that. But Skulls, any closing thoughts?
This Saturday, if you're in Staten, California, come down to Staten, California, which is only 10 minutes away from Anaheim. OCCW present reinsurance. There will be titles on the line. There will be heel turning heel. Former teammate taking on one another to get a title opportunity. There'll be a return of a familiar face that's been gone for the last several years. That is finally decided he wants to come home. And the good thing about this show, tickets are only $20.
And don't forget,
And I will be there as well, taking on a surprising opponent.
and let's not forget, Skulls cards will be on sale for only $5 each.
Yes.
And signature by yours truly, Mr. Unsanctioned One himself, Skulls, with his signature, John Hancock, at the tip of the card. Only $5
And
each.
if you guys want my series number 2 card, I am taking orders right now. They will be available next week for $5 as well. That will be signed by me. The very first ever bloody wrestling card with Skull's face on it.
Okay. Mr. De Luna, you're the champ, so plug away at your final thoughts.
Alrighty. I just want to give a few shouts outs to one, my wise goat, Cody Brown. He started as a referee, but now he's by my side, and I appreciate him. I want to shout out my family for just supporting me, and I want to give a shout out to my stepbro, Ace Alexander. And
Hopefully,
if you want to,
hopefully you can give him the invite in the next episode, whichever show that you
yes,
wisely find shows. So let that be known. I want
yeah.
to indicate that a little bit there, but go ahead, finish what you were saying.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So I want to shout out Ace. He's been in the business a little bit over a year now, and he's just gone so far. Next week he has his first ever world championship match. So good luck to him. If you would like to follow me on the social media platforms at True MDL, that's where you'll find me. And I also have merchandise for sale there as well. So just hit me up on any of those platforms, and we'll get everything rolling.
And don't forget to catch Matthew De Luna in action and his self-made YouTube page. So click on that like, comment, and subscribe right away. And make sure you catch up to whatever daily routine he has or whatever shenanigans that can be pulled behind the scenes, blooper reels, deleted scenes, and front row seats to his daredeviling matches and everything else in between. Show that Matthew De Luna love if you want to for the Matthew De Luna experience at his YouTube page. Enter the keyword Matthew De Luna and you describe him in action from start to finish. So click, like, and subscribe right away. Also, in my closing and my final thoughts is making sure that the main guest, will also click into our YouTube channel, Racine County Entertainment Wrestling, and also WC's YouTube channel, Wrestling Championship Entertainment, and a bunch of other channels to choose from, just to name a few. Also, the Unsainted one, Skulls, with his channel, Unsainted Skulls. He will tune in every week with Skull Talk Live. Speaking of the topics at hand, with no filter, in your face,
And you can get also matches that I'll be recording at show that I'll be working. If you guys cannot make it to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button under Unsected Skulls on YouTube right now. But that's all I do, guys. That's all the time I have for now. And in closing, a big shout out to those who compilated this momentous occasion. I want to thank Unsected One Skulls for dropping by. I want to thank C2K, the host of C2K Talk Show. I'd like to thank Mr. Two-Time GCW World Heavyweight Champion, MDL, aka Matthew De Luna, Mr. 72 himself, for dropping by. And GCW, thank you for allowing him to have this time to embrace his appearance here at the Theo's Effect here. On behalf of yours truly, Adonis Delios, the Drip King, and owner and founder of RCEW. That's all the time I have for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to tune in the next time, make sure you tune in on other shows such as The Dark Den, Skull Talk Live, C2K Talk Show, and many others to choose from. Make sure you tune in to whatever it is that we have in mind and up and coming episodes, and make sure you tune in to Skull Talk Live, which is appearing tomorrow night. So tune in for that as well. Other shows to choose from, make sure you look for anything that could be possibly nothing but positive vibes between those shows. And thank you very much for tuning in. And make sure you hit that like and comment, subscribe button on our show, especially the YouTube channel and RCW, Racine County Entertainment Wrestling. Until next time, people, take care and have a good day.